Happy Friday, everyone. I hope everybody's had a good week. I hope some of you, or I hope all of you really, have had an up or a chance to, or taken that opportunity, actually, I should say, to go to Mr. Whitlow's class. He has graciously volunteered to help you guys out in my absence. So, speaking of Mr. Whitlow, I'm going to start class instead of with our joke there, which we will get back to. I'm going to talk about Mr. Whitlow and what's going on today. So let's scroll down here. So we are in section 9 here, which is that peer review. Whoops, there we go. Peer review lesson, you should have already been here. If you're watching this video, you were already here, but I'm going to slow you down a little bit in case you just zipped through this to get to the video lesson. So if you were in class periods 3, 4, or 5, I want you to go to Mr. Whitlow's Google Meet today. There you are going to do the peer reviews with his class. So that's really a pretty cool opportunity for you because I don't know who your partner is going to be. So you might be partnered with somebody that's from his class. You might be partnered with somebody from our class, or you might get with his class or a student with his class. So that's pretty cool. But again, go to your 3rd, 4th, or 5th period class, but you're going to go to Mr. Whitlow's class. And I have his class codes listed here as well. So 3rd period's Whitlow 3, 4th period's Whitlow 4, 5th period's Whitlow 5. All right, so go ahead and go to that class if you're watching this prior to your class period. Even if you're like in the middle of your class period and you're here, you're watching this, go ahead and head over to his class and see if there's still time, which I'm sure there will be, for you to get paired up with one of his students. All right, so that leaves the rest of the classes here. So if you're in periods 1, 6, or 7 with me, you're going to continue to go to our class period. So you're going to log in doing line ELA 1 if you're first period, line ELA 6 if you're 6th period, or line ELA 7 if you're 7th period. And in those class periods, your instructional assistant, so for first period, it'll be Ms. Ford. For 6th period, it's Mr. Bova. For 7th period, it's Mrs. Bronson. They're going to run class today like they have been, but this time they're going to be putting you in the breakout rooms for the peer reviews. So just again, another great opportunity for you to get one more read of your essay by somebody else. You can always catch mistakes if you're reading somebody else's than reading your own. All right, because your brain automatically fixes mistakes in your brain, or fixes those mistakes that you might have written. So if somebody else is reading it, they might catch some of those smaller mistakes as well. So it's always a good idea to have somebody else read your work. All right, so that's my spiel for the classes today. So remember, if you're in my 3, 4, or 5 class, you're going to go to Mr. Whitlow's class. So go to his Google Meet. And again, I've got those Google Meet codes down there. If you are in my 1st, 6th, or 7th class period, you're going to go to our normal time. And one of the instructional assistants are going to run the class and get you into your peer review groups. All right, so that brings me back to our lesson for today. So here's our Friday Funny. So what do gymnasts, acrobats, and bananas all have in common? They can all do splits. All right, so that is your Friday Funny today. Feel free to share it with your family. All right, whoops, went a little fast there. All right, so today's agenda, like I've already kind of talked about, we are going to do peer reviews in your breakout rooms. So learning target, conduct a peer review of the argument essay by completing that peer review form. And for some reason, my camera has decided to make me yellow. All right, there we go. I have no idea why. So then success criteria, I can share my essay with my partner. I can read through my partner's essay, and I can provide examples from my partner's essay to prove they successfully completed each section by writing the example into the correct section of the peer review form. And that's going to make more sense here in just a moment. All right, so what you did yesterday, your assignment yesterday, was to get your final draft written. And really, your final rough draft, I should say. So really, you should have taken everything that we've done these past 2 weeks. So you had that form for your body paragraphs. Then you had those slides that you were filling in for your hook, background, and thesis statement, which is that introduction, and your conclusion. All right. Now, I do have an example, and this is in the slides, of what the final draft is going to look like. So what you are going to be sharing with your partner here. Okay. So this is what it looks like. And we talked formatting yesterday. And so again, this is that final draft. You can see I've got everything indented. It's Arial. I chose that. It's 12 point. The font color is black. It is double spaced. This is what double spacing looks like. Okay. And so I've got my introduction. Then we scroll down to my first body paragraph, and you can tell it's my first body paragraph because I say one way. All right. Then we get down here to my second body paragraph. It says in addition, so you know that's my second body paragraph. And then scrolling further down, you can see my, oh, this is running slowly, my counterclaim. So some people would argue, and I know it's my counterclaim because it says some people will argue that microwaves are not worth the purchase. And then you can see where my rebuttal falls in down here as well. All right. Then we get to my conclusion. So you've got my to wrap up. That was my transition for that. So there we go. That's what your final draft should look like. And that's what it should look like when you share it with your partner. All righty. Let's go ahead and get moving on here. Let me see if that, okay, good. No longer yellow. So this is what's going to happen, all right, with your peer review. This is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to talk it through first, and then I'll walk you through each section, and then you guys are going to do your peer review, okay? So you're going to be randomly assigned a partner that you're going to work with on your peer review. Once you're both in your breakout room, so there's going to be 2 in each room, you are going to share your essay with your other person, okay? Now, you don't want to make sure you give them editing rights there, so we're going to take that one off here. So you're not going to give them editing rights to your partner's essay. But once you've received your partner's paper, you're going to begin reading that essay and filling out the peer review document. And then when you're both finished reading and filling in that peer review document, you're going to go back and you're going to start making corrections to your essay. Okay, so this is what your peer review document looks like. And I'm going to move myself out of the way. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and close this picture out. All right, so once you, and I do have the link for it, so once you click on the link, all right, to the peer review, you're going to identify each part of the introduction, and you're actually going to work your way through each section. So you'll go through the introduction, you'll go through the body paragraph, you'll go to the counterclaim and rebuttal paragraph, and then you're going to go to the conclusion. All right, so you're going to go through all of that. So you're going to identify each part of your partner's argument essay. All right, so you have the hook. So you're going to, obviously, you're going to look at their hook, then you're going to type it there. So what did they use for their hook? What did they use? And that's, you're going to type, or you can copy and paste it into that box. And then what type of hook did they use? What was it effect? Or why not? Now, if they don't have a hook, you can write no hook and then give them an example of a hook to use. Okay, so remember, they can make a bold statement, they could use a quote, they could do that sensory. All right, so again, those are those different options. And then you get down to the background knowledge, summarize what they wrote for their background, and then you're going to type their exact thesis statement in there. Again, if they don't have one of those pieces, give them an example. Or if it's for the background, what kind of things would you want to know in the background? You would type that in there in that section. So again, over here, you're going to complete the chart by typing in the evidence from your partner's essay. The evidence would be what exactly is their hook, the background, what exactly is the background, and their thesis statement. So you're typing straight from what they have in their essay into the chart here. All right. Then you're going to do the same thing for the 2 body paragraphs. Type the evidence from your partner's essay into the appropriate section. Okay, so you're going to type the reasons. What was their first reason? All right. Is it clear? So you've got another question that you're answering. And then again, for the counterclaim and rebuttal, what is their counterclaim? What was their evidence for it? What is their rebuttal? And then what is that evidence and concluding sentence? And then for the conclusion, how did they restate their thesis statement? Okay, and their final thought. Remember, if your partner doesn't have a section complete, then give them a suggestion on how to successfully complete that section. Okay, don't just say finish your essay. That is no help whatsoever. Okay, we are giving constructive criticism here and helping them out. So this is where you're going to click to get to that peer review form. Now you will need to make a copy of it. All right. So all you have to do is make a copy and it's going to open up. And this is what you are going to, well, there we go. This is what you're going to type into. Okay. I know I've got like a bazillion things open on my Chromebook here. So again, this is what you are going to type into. All right. So see when you click in it, you can start typing. Again, it's running slow, but just trust me on that. There we are. Now it's working. Okay. So heading back here to our slides, and I will bring my lovely picture back up here. Again, it was turning yellow. I have no idea why. All right. So today, your final draft is due. All right. So today we focused on conducting a peer review. If you missed class, either Mr. Whitlow's class or our class, you can still click on the link here to get you to that peer review form, only you're going to fill it out for your essay. Okay, so you're going to look at your essay and you're going to fill that out. But again, final draft is due today. All right. Now, don't forget when you are done filling in that peer review form, this is very, very important. When you're done filling in that peer review form, make sure you share it with your partner. Okay, you're going to have to share that form with your partner. So don't forget to do that. Okay, so again, when you're done with the peer review form, make sure you share it with your partner. That means you're going to have to communicate and talk back and forth with them and get their email address so you can share that with them because they're going to need that information when they go to revise their argument. All right, so again, final draft is due today. Okay, due today. So good luck with that. Have fun with that. Have a great weekend. Okay. And also remember, all missing work is due today as well. So just FYI, keep that in mind too. All right. So again, have an awesome weekend. All right. Have an awesome weekend. And I will see you back here on Monday. All right. Have a good one. Bye.